did you grow up around in?
No, I grew up in Fort Wayne. That was my home.
What year were you born?
Oh yeah, 1925. Yeah, 100 years ago.
So what was your first memories of Fort Wayne?
Okay, that's a very interesting question. My family grew up in Upper New York State, and my mother and father both came from large families, and none of them had ever been west of the Hudson River. And so when my dad got into a business arrangement in Fort Wayne, we moved there.
I mean, how did that? I mean, what was the business arrangement? I mean, how did that happen?
My dad was a retailer. He had the ladies were like this. He had a series of higher priced apparel stores. Actually started out with one and ended up with 7.
I mean, did he grow up in the in the fashion world or in the clothes
yeah,
world?
He did sort of. My dad was a very unusual guy. He was a tough guy. He had different ideas about what family life should be.
You got to give us a little more than that. Like, that could mean a lot of things. Like, what did he? Were you part of? Did you have a lot of brothers and sisters?
No, not now. I did. I had a brother and a sister. Both of them are gone now. But my dad's responsibility was always financial. Was never. I don't ever remember my dad saying to me, "I love you." I never remember him saying that until his later years, where then that's all he would say. They moved to Arizona, and that's a whole different genre here. But the thing that was different about moving to Indiana was my parents had never lived in anything but an apartment complex. They never owned property. My dad was not exactly good with a hammer. If he needed something, he bought it or used the talent that was available.
I have a lot in common with your father when it comes to that.
So, the interesting part of it was my dad told my mom, says, "Honey, go out and buy a house." Well, they had never owned any real estate whatsoever, and they didn't know what to do.
Is this before you were born, or is this?
No, it was after I was born. Okay. I was 10 years old.
So do you remember that? Do you remember that move?
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yeah. My dad and I took a trip when I was 9. Took me out of school, and we traveled the U.S. for a year. He had an ulterior motive. He was looking for specific locations for his businesses, and he wanted to get to know me. And so he accomplished both of those during that year. And when we moved to Fort Wayne, the house my mother bought had a purple toilet. I said, well, the first night, and he looked at that thing, he said, "What the hell is that?"
So your mom picked the house out, or your dad picked it out?
My mom took it because she wasn't any more experienced than he was, but he was busy. He said, "Go out and buy a house, that's all." and they didn't know anything about mortgages or anything like that. So
they knew they were experts on purple toilets.
So okay, that you asked a question about what it was like when I first moved to Fort Wayne, and it was rough on me.
Yeah, I was gonna say, were you excited to move, or did you have your friends and you didn't want to move?
Well, I think a little bit of both, but the new friends that I had met were nice. I did play football, I did play basketball, and I did play baseball. In fact, my college career was baseball, and so being in athletics made it a lot easier than it would have been. I'd been a new kid on the block, and
you were already pretty good at 10 years old. You must have been an athlete.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I have to admit that I was, and I've been an athlete all my life. My kids are really athletes. I have 5 kids. 4 are natural kids for my wife and I. One was adopted.
Did you tell your kids that you love them?
Oh yeah.
So I mean, that's interesting how you grew up. How that influenced. Yeah.
I went the other way.
Yeah.
I mean, I said yeah, and I never missed a ball game that they were in. I never missed anything that would allow me to be there time-wise.
Did your dad go to your games?
No.
Wow, that's really interesting.
No.
What sports did you play?
I'm sorry?
What sports did you play?
Mostly baseball.
Okay.
Do you still follow baseball?
I still follow baseball.
Who's your team?
And I say the Cubs, you laugh at me.
Yeah, the Cubs are pretty good. That's right.
Yeah, this year they were about 3 games up.
So you lived most of your life with the whole curse and the goat and all that stuff.
We won 1 series.
Where were you when they won the World Series?
In Fort Wayne. I remember, but I don't remember that distinctly, other than we won the way.
Yeah, I know. It's like the Red Sox, the same thing. Like, it gets so embedded that you're a loser that you have trouble knowing how to deal with being a winner. So, did your father, wind up having a successful business with
he did, and when he was 61, I told you he was a strange guy. He came home one day and he told my mother, "We're moving to Tucson, Arizona," and neither one of them had ever been to Tucson, Arizona. And but he made up his mind that's where he wanted to go, and so they moved.
At what age were you when the war?
Okay, I got into the war in 1942. I was 18.
Were you excited to get in, or were you?
Very much so.
Okay.
Very much so. And the reason was all my friends were going. In fact, they were practically all gone. And I wanted to be part of it. And I was.
What branch of the service?
Army. January 25th, 1945. January 25th, 1945. I was leading a recon patrol of 8 guys, my tank, and 2 jeeps. And we got ambushed.
And where is this?
In Germany.
Okay.
And they blew us up. It's strange way to put it, but they just blew us up. And 8 guys died. They were 17, 18, 19.
It's amazing that you remember the exact day.
I can tell you their names because I had a bracelet made with their first name engraved on it, and I never took it off.
You haven't you.
I still have it, but I don't wear it anymore.
And it's their names on it.
Yeah, their names on it, and that probably was. How can I put it? The most trying period of my life, and I was 19.
So has it stayed with you your whole life?
Stayed with me, and the guilt that was there. And as we talked a little bit about it in front of the building before we got in the car, and I said that I don't want to talk about it anymore. And what I had reference to was the death of these kids, because they were under my orders, and they did what I told them to do, and they died.
How did you assimilate back into society, and what wound up being your life's work?
Also, I'll give him a kudos. He won a Purple Heart while he was there as well.
Yes, I have 2 of them, as a matter of fact. I have one medal that you might have heard of. It's a French medal. It's called the Legion of Honor, and it's the highest award that the French government could possibly give. And it's given in person by the President of France. And I feel extremely fortunate that I received that in 2013.
In 2013, wow. Where did you get that here or in France?
I got it here for, I thought, a very good reason. Most of my friends were contemporaries of mine, age-wise, not now, but then. And I mean, they were older. They didn't travel much. They weren't wealthy people. Some were, but most not. And to go to Paris to watch me get a medal like that would be something unusual that they couldn't afford.
Yeah. What am I looking at here? What medal is this?
That's the Legion of Honor.
And so
that's the highest medal that France owns.
And how did you hear that you said it was 2013?
2013. And 19 months of investigation by the French government finally decided that, yeah, he deserves one.
You get to college, and then is that a good experience at Illinois?
Yeah. Well, it was good because I met my wife there.
So how did you meet? What's her name?
My name is Gerald. Her name was Geraldine.
Did she chase you, or did you chase her?
Fortunately, she chased me. I was alcoholic. She straightened me out. She did a lot of good things for me. And we married 10 days after we graduated college. And life went on from then.
So what was your life's work? What?
Okay, I was with a company that you may have heard of called Merrill Lynch.
Yeah.
For 40 years. I I was a VP when I left. And
What was it? Was it on the? Were you on the investment side, or what was?
yeah, I was a portfolio manager, among other things.
What are you the most proud of in your life?
My kids.
Do they live around here?
No, unfortunately, that's the only really bad thing about living where I live.
Besides the roundabout.
My kids, yeah. The closest one is 600 miles away. The closest one. So I don't get to see them very often. One of them, well, actually two of them are doctors. One of them is really famous. I must be, I brag on him a lot, but most people are not artists or in the art field. But he was an art historian, and he had a contract with I can't think of it now. That any place in the world there was an art theft, they called him in.
Oh, what a fascinating. So he wasn't the artist. He was
No, he wasn't the artist, but he would tell whether or not it was a legitimate
To go right?
situation or not.
Just say the name of each one of your kids and what's your favorite thing about each one of those 5 kids.
Okay, well, the first one, he ended up as the dean of the National Gallery of Art, the Smithsonian.
Is it?
You don't get much better than that.
And what's his name?
Stephen.
Okay.
And he's named after my brother,
Okay.
who died when he was 3 years old. Second one was a girl who is
And what's her name?
Lynn. She's married, and they're all married. She was a grade school teacher in Chicago. Has one child, and that's about it. I think she just retired, but yeah, she did.
And what's your favorite thing about her?
I'd say her intelligence. She's brilliant, smarter than the other kids.
Okay, that's good. Who's next? Who's number 3? Then we'll be done. The end is near here.
That next one would be Amy Murphy.
And what's your favorite thing about Amy?
Oh, Amy's Amy. She was a jock. Oh, by the way, all my kids were swimmers. 2 of them had full rides. Stephen had one to Cornell, and Bill had one to IU. Bill is a baby. He's a doctor, and what I like him, he's very definitive. He'll maybe is not in his vocabulary.
And there's one in between. There's one in between that we've got here. Number 4.
He's the adopted one. He's a doctor. He's in LA. He just retired also. I guess just everything about him. Well, I'll tell you, I had 2 birthday parties for my 100th. The first one was Saturday night, and it was for everybody here, whether they worked here or whether they lived here. And that was on Saturday night. Sunday we had a family dinner, which was a sit-down dinner with everything, booze, wine, an excellent meal. And that's the one I had 91 people.
Okay. And then what about, was it Geraldine, your wife?
Well, Gerald was my first wife, but she died.
Okay.
The second wife, the second one was from Kentucky, but she wears shoes, and that's okay. She died here at the Barrington 4 years ago.
You've had to live with a lot of pain, but the what you did is why somebody like me can, 80 years later drive around and just live a free life. So I'm honored to be sitting next to you, and I'm just sorry for the pain that you've had to go through.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you're right about, yes, I've had a lot of pain. I've had a lot of physical pain, and then I have a lot of mental pain. And I don't know which one is worse, but I've been able to get through it. Get to be 100, that's something.
Yeah, is your last line here? Why do you think the big guy has kept you around being 100?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I would love to know. And if you find out, write me a letter. Yeah, I think, gee, I lost 2 wives, both through illness. I lost 8 kids, both again through the war. I lost a brother, I lost a sister, and I'm still here. And why? There's 2 things I gave up. One was being sober when I was much younger, and 2, my belief in God. Now, that might shock you, but I did not believe in God, because what I did, what I not only saw, but what I did, no God that I grew up with would allow that to happen. My version of God was all-knowing, all-powerful, all-merciful, and he was watching over me. Well, as he didn't. And the people, literally thousands of people that I saw died. That's not God for me.
I've done this for a year and a half. You have the most painful story I've heard in terms of what you went through in the war, but you also have just like a philosophical aura about you that is hard to, I mean, at 100 years old, to be as articulate as you are, and as your memory, I mean, it's fascinating, because what you went through with the trauma and with the amnesia, and then to be as you are now, it is hard to comprehend.
And we're glad you hung in there.
Yeah, we are really glad you hung in there.
Think of all the blessings you've had in your life since then, your kids and your career, and all these women that love you. And
well, the joy, just the way you talk about telling your kids how much you told them you love them, that's an interesting circle of life thing for you to have gone through.
Yeah.